Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Friday SitRep. We are well on our way to Brick Fair, Virginia this week, but we still got to check in with everything going on Brickmania.com. So let's kick things over to the design room right now and take a little bit closer look at what Brickmania was up to this week. Okay, so a little bit of a different speed check-in here because we're still in our test building phase, but this is the Principia. Pre-order available right now on Brickmania.com. So we're going to walk through the digital model. I got Dan here with me to point out the important stuff. So I suppose let's start by maybe entering through the front door.
Right. So Principia is the military headquarters of every castrum. Every fortress has one of these in it. It's universal all across the empire. It's actually modeled in this sort of cruciform shape. You have this great hall and then offices and stuff on the sides. It's modeled after the Forum in Rome. Mm-hmm. So same sort of footprint. In our version, we have a little bit of in the middle here, we have this altar. This whole room is it's like a temple. You have the military standards of the units that are stationed there. And then there's a statue, and a really kind of garishly painted statue, which you'd see in recreations of historic stuff. Mm-hmm. And in the front of that here, this is an altar. So you'd have an altar. Sometimes the altars would be dedicated to the commander of the district, and a new commander would come in. They'd chuck the old altar out and bring a new one in. They'd find these things buried in various places around the fortresses. As a new one would come in, they'd hide the old ones. So look at the walls. The most amazing thing is all the printing on there. We have
it looks incredible
all around this big main room. This is the basilica, the gathering hall. So the leader. So you have this plinth here. This is platform. Mm-hmm. The leader that would address his troops. So if you're going to go on a major expedition or something, they would start here. The lead, all the important troops would be come into the headquarters. The commander would speak to the troops, address the troops right here on this platform. And in front of that, if you go back out the doors, there's actually a courtyard. And this courtyard, this is common. This courtyard is sort of almost over the public area. They would post the rosters of duty rosters, mm-hmm. and it is thought that maybe they even had a market stall. They'd use this as a marketplace. So maybe on several days of the week, they would actually have vendors inside the Principia hawking their wares. Otherwise, they'd be using it as storage. So we have in the front room of this, the front little entryway, you have an entry. You actually have two little offices here too as well. Mm-hmm. So these are private rooms. You might have the pay room. You might have the sergeant. Sure. Different high-ranking people might be using these for different functions. Right. Other than that, they can also be storing extra weapons and supplies in this
Whatever you need them to be, they can be.
Yep. So this is modeled after a typical, it's not a specific one, but it's typical of several, of the dozens that I researched. This is sort of I guess an amalgamation of features from all of them. Mm-hmm. We're looking at the thing right now. It doesn't have all of it. This is obviously a digital version. Will come with a couple of figures that are actually unique officer type figures.
Cool.
You'll have the standard bearer, and you'll have the horn player, which is how they issued the commands to the troops. Mm-hmm. So. The whole thing does come apart. We can't really do it in this render, but the roofs come off. You can get access to all the various interior places just by taking the roof off, just by snapping apart the sections. It's kind of an easy build.
Cool.
Because it comes apart in sections. You build it in pieces and it all slides together really nicely. Of course, the doors open, the little gate opens up into the temple. These little offices in the back would also be where pay would be issued. So you'd have your troops would come in and receive their
gold.
Pay. Yep. So one of them, you can see here, is decorated. You've got some scrolls. This is the company records, the Legion records, or the cohorts records would be stored in here. So.
Absolutely phenomenal. Yep. Principia now seen in digital form. Don't worry, we're going to check in more with these as they come closer to their completed phase. We're just doing the best we can to give you guys a look ahead as they prepare to release for pre-order. There you have it. Now available on Brickmania.com. Dan, thanks for checking in.
Yeah, thank you.
Holy smokes, we're back with Nate, and he's got a Viking raiding ship on his desk.
Hello.
This looks incredible. What is this here, Nate?
This is a Drakkar. This is a Viking ship. This was designed. This was team designed by both Andrea and Umar, both ASAP and Tiger on Instagrams, and they're Nordic, so of course they wanted to do the Viking ship. They wanted this, and here it is. This is a very heavily prototype stage because the Viking ship wasn't really gray, unless the wood was really rotten, and it could work, but we're doing it all brown.
Yeah, okay.
This thing will literally have everything printed all over it.
Okay.
It's
all the shields,
all of this, all the shields, all the wood grain, all of this. Literally, it's printed all over. all the little seats and the wood planks, all this, that, this, all of this.
Oh my God, people are going to be thrilled to hear that.
Oh, also, there will be a canvas. There will be a canvas sail, yes, and string going through everything as well.
Cool.
There's optional snow because just that's what the little white bits are. It's like just snow on the Viking ship. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for sailing in the frozen Nordic wastes.
Yeah, no, it's a little minor feature that I love. I don't have all the pieces for all this, but for the oars, you're like,
yeah, sure, got some playability there. Absolutely. Well, it's certainly a sizable model. You want to hold it up? People can get a little spec. Yeah, that thing is huge. Going to be loaded with some minifigures, I assume?
like 13.
Nice.
Yeah, 13 minifigs in this. It's a basic full crew. Will be a giant ship.
Wow, very, very impressive. And a nice addition to medieval bricks. Obviously, we've been going heavily into the Roman stuff, but had some passionate Vikings designers, and so, well, you can see we had to take advantage of this excellent model that's going to come fully loaded, tons of printing, and available for pre-order right now on Brickmania.com. Hey, thanks for checking in.
Happy Leif Erikson Day.
All right, we're checking in once again with Tasha for something that's kind of a little different speed for Brickmania here. What exactly are we looking at? Is it a bomb transport? I'm not sure what it is.
Oh no, it is not. It's a field kitchen, a Soviet field kitchen. I love this. I think it's so cute, so cool. I love all the details. You got a little axe, you got your little canisters for your soup, a log. You can even open up the little oven guy and pop in a log right in there. I don't think you could see it when you build it. There is like a little orange stud in there.
Sure, for the flame.
For the little flame.
Cool.
And pop open the lid. You got some piping hot soup just brewing in there. It's so awesome. I love it. Yeah, when you get this kit, your minifigures are gonna be eating really well.
Yeah,
so.
Keep those frontline troops well fed. I like how unique this is. This could really bring something different to kind of a frontline mock, so to speak. So very, very unique mini kit. So well done. Excited to see it available right now on Brickmania.com. The Soviet Field Kitchen. Tasha, thanks for checking in.
Thanks.
All right, we're checking in with Landon because we got a new standalone minifigure available right now on Brickmania.com. So this is the Barbarossa mechanized infantry. This was previously available with as a pre-order for the SDKFZ. You could add on up to 2 of these guys, but now the remainder are hitting the web as standalones. Landon, walk me through this awesome minifigure.
Right on. So as you can see right off the bat, a very similar uniform to some of the minifigures we've seen previously in this Barbarossa month. Earlier on in the war, they hadn't gotten into the camouflages as much, and let alone deployed into actual further into the front lines. So in this, you see kind of that typical Feldgrau uniform, and we were representing that with a little bit of color shifting going on again. Earlier on in the war, it seems like the uniforms were a little bit more of that vibrant kind of greenish tinge, and then later on in the war maybe it toned back a little bit, and then definitely with later uniforms. So right off the bat, you have right in the front you have this gas mask hood. It's a little rectangular thing over that that's attached to that gas mask, the strap there. That was earlier in the war. Regulation was you're supposed to wear it in the front. That became kind of cumbersome to when they were crawling around, and you often saw them discarding it or attaching it to their gas mask canister, but you end up definitely not seeing it a whole lot later on in the war. So that's another thing that's indicative of this early war stuff. So we have him as mechanized infantry, and you can see that on their the collar tabs there. In that, yep.
Sure.
There's a little bit of pink piping going on in there. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see, but so there weren't Panzer Grenadiers yet in the war. That changed over a little bit after this. So these would be attached to, they would have that pink piping. This would also still work with infantry that would be attached to like Panzer regiments as well. So that would still work even once the Panzer Grenadiers would have been formed.
Okay.
Let's see what else. You have a grenade tucked into that front belt there, and you have the Kar 98 pouches that wrap around nicely like that. Custom printing on the helmet, that's Stahlhelm. And both sides, actually, it's nice. A little bit of an update on the previous artwork. I've scaled down those little decals. So we've printed it on there. In real life, they were decals.
Right.
Yeah, I've scaled them a little bit more
So you can see them
Yes.
and enjoy them. Yeah,
Yep.
right.
And then around, both sides. And then on the back, you have that gas mask canister, you have the mess kit, you have the bread bag, you have the entrenching tool. On the side, you have the canteen hanging down. So he's decked out. This is a pretty standard infantry loadout. Finishing it up with those jack boots on his feet. So this is a pretty standard minifigure that you should pick up one or several if you can.
Yeah, very, very cool. Definitely one that people will be using to fill out the ranks with the Barbarossa theme. Once again, available as a standalone minifigure right now on Brickmania.com. Lando, thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, now time to segue into what we got coming back on Monday, kicking things off with the restock pre-orders. First up is the F-22 Raptor Stealth Air Superiority Fighter. As you can see here, this one's actually sporting the Brick Designers printed tiles pack that they built for this bad boy. So it does have a little bit extra than what is included in the Brickmania kit, but I would strongly recommend that if you're going to scoop up this build, that you pick yourself up some of the Brick Designers tiles as well, because they look phenomenal. Otherwise, the build itself does indeed include that display stand. As you can see, it is a big aircraft that the wings area alone is just massive. Really, really well designed, nice and sturdy and swooshable. Otherwise, it looks great as a display piece as well. And I mean, it's just straight up the most feared aircraft in the sky. I mean, it's the F-22 Raptor. It has quickly become iconic, something that is just an absolute staple of the United States military. So looking really, really sharp. Glad this one was able to make it into the licensed lineup. But yet again, another one here that has been back and restocked quite a few times, so you never really know when this is going to be the final actual production run of kits, and then it'll be even longer before it does eventually arrive on digital instructions. But for now, the kit is back on restock pre-order. You know, I hate to say it, but it's like we're already starting to get into that whole holiday time of year. And so if this is one of those kits that you either wanted kind of as a self-gift or as something that you want to do, you know, give to somebody else, this might be the time to scoop that up and hold on to it for the foreseeable future, because it's a big kit and it's tough to restock. So that's definitely the time to step up and scoop that up for the F-22 Raptor. Also back on Brickmania.com as well, we have a couple of straight up restocks. So we have the UTV, the ultralight tactical vehicle, both the modern U.S. Army and modern Marine Rifleman, because got to kick off Spec Ops bricks with enough of your guys to fill up those Humvees we saw from last week. And then for the honor of the Coast Guard birthday, we also have the Coast Guard dress uniforms coming back on Monday as well. So make sure to scoop those up. And then finally, the Brick Arms SOP mod, which is the M4 Tactical. So that will be, I think, a good pair for the modern Marine Raider that we released previous Monday. So if you need to complete that package there, that'll be available this coming Monday on Brickmania.com. Otherwise, a cool look ahead at the digital instructions as well coming out on Wednesday. We're going to have the Crossroads Tavern and the Salty Anchor Tavern. That's actually one combined ebook. Some of Dan's old previous medieval builds that we're now making for digital instructions, and so that will come as a bundle. And then we're also going to include the Country Mill, which is going to be featured as well. So both of those will be available on digital download come Wednesday. No sticker packs, because there are no stickers that coordinate with those. So it's literally just going to be the building instructions. A lot of them are fairly simple bricks. There's just a lot of them. So make sure to scoop those up. We're very, very excited to see some of Dan's original creations that have been, some of them 20 years old, starting to show up again on social media with people able to get their hands on them via the digital instructions. So looking very much forward to what we have there. Otherwise, that will do it for this Friday SitRep. Thank you very much for watching.